This call is now being recorded. This call is now taking note.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so I was trying to check through what the curriculum has been. Okay, we've done we are done with our one, we're done with our two, done with our three, done with our four. We're already in week five, and then it should be introduction to Power BI that we also do yesterday. Power Query, data planning, introduction to DEX, and then we have to run very fast with this. I have to run very fast with this. So, or maybe you can cheat our SQL class later. Okay, so let's do a kind of quick poll. How many people have Power BI on their laptop already? Do you have Power BI on your laptop? Have Power BI on your laptop? Let's do a quick poll. Um, okay, I think quite a number of Power BI on your laptop. I think quite a number. Or is it David showing face all over and over again? Okay, start people. Let me just see. We have 27 or 25 people. Our top. The simple yes. So let's quickly get this launch. Let's see how many people have Power BI on the laptop. Please let's vote, please. Okay. Voting for others. Okay. Since we have just for now. Please, we have about 20 people on this board, about 25 people. 25 people, only 7 people have voted so far. Please. I want it to be something we are very fast about, please. Okay, no wala, no wala. Voila. Okay, so to download Power BI is very simple. It's the most easiest thing to do actually. Out of one of the most easiest of all the software we are actually using. So let me look at your class page. I think something about it might be on your class page. Let's look at it. The class page. On your class page, you have this. Go down. I'll check software needed. You can see Power BI download, and then you can actually just click on this guy. It's as simple as that. Just click on this guy. This guy should take you to Microsoft Store so that you can download it. It is free of charge. It is. My screen is not showing. Oh. Oh. Okay. I'm trying to leave the call to join back with my screen. Okay. Sorry for that. I was connected to another hotspot. That's not what I'm planning to use. I have to check again. But I believe you should be able to see my screen now. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so let me close this guy and then we'll come back. I said that to download, let me look at the pool again. Just see, the truth is, we raised the pool for everybody on this call. When the pool was raised, we were over 25 on this call, and just people actually participated in the pool. That is really not good, actually. It's really not good. So I have to be very emphatic about that. That is really not good. The importance of the pool is to get a feedback with immediate effects. That's why we have a pool on the call. So please, let's learn to attend to things like that, please. Except you just want me to just come to class and they keep downloading things for you guys without considering you guys think about things. If that's what you want, that's not a problem also. So for on your Google on your classroom, you want to download Power BI. If you don't have it right now, just come to your classroom. Just come to your classroom, and then you see down here. You come down here. You see your Power BI download. Then click on View Materials, and then you can click on this guy. So this guy will bring. My screen is not showing again. Is it general? You can't see my screen. My screen not showing. What's happening today? That my screen is not showing. Okay, no. Can anyone hear me? Oh, okay. I think that is basically my own fault. Yes, now. Okay. You couldn't, I've been talking since, though. Actually, I've been talking since. I've been doing a lot of talk since. I don't know if you guys could not hear. So sorry about that. So, so what I was doing basically was I was trying to walk you guys through this guy. And I said, once you get here, just click on this guy. And then once you click on this guy, you can easily click on your download. If you download it from here, it will save to your file on your laptop. You can save it anywhere you want. But then I don't want it, so don't waste my data. So and then press your car. You can download and then go and install. So now I'm saying that there is a better way to it. There is a better way to it. By better way, I mean that once you download, you don't need to be installing yourself. Like it will automatically install by itself and do everything by itself. You just need to just open after this. And what is the better way? There's this white guy we call Microsoft Store. Let me close it and I'll open it back. So almost all laptops ask. In fact, if your laptop don't have Microsoft Store, I don't want to say your laptop is fake, so then it is fake or original fake. Maybe you bought it at Anambra Market, so maybe that is why it is you don't have it there. But then almost all laptop has Microsoft Store. So if it's not about me though, so you can come here and click on your Microsoft Store, or maybe you can come here, type it on here, Microsoft Store, this guy. So just click on this guy, and this guy will open by default. So on this guy, don't stop yourself so much. Anyway, for people that love games or any other softwares, there are a lot of softwares around there. A lot of softwares. The one you will pay for and the one that is free. You can see everything around there. So but then that is not our basic concern for now. What we are looking for is basically our Power BI. So I just need to just come to the search bar. I'm waiting for this guy to come back up. So I just need to come back to this search bar and type Power BI, and then click on enter so that it can search, or click on your search here. So somebody will not be asking me what did you press. Click on your search. So now this is Power BI desktop. Can you see? Click on it, it will bring you here. So instead of open, I have open here because I have it on my laptop and I even have the latest version. Because if it's not the latest version I have, it will have been updated. So instead of open that you have here, you see download there. So just click on the download. So this guy will download it for you, number one, and it will install it for you by default. You don't need to be going through the hassle of downloading first inside your folder, the software first, and then you're not trying to install. No, we don't need to go through that hassle over here. It will just download for you and it will install for you by default. So that is how this guy is. I don't know if there's anybody that is following up that is doing it right now in class. Is there anybody like that you are trying to download this right now in class? Is there anybody like that? Any reaction very fast? Any reaction? If I ask question and there's no reaction in 5 seconds. Okay, working on it. Okay, so my favor rather. Somebody else said she working on it. I'm guessing she. Okay, this Obi should be Mano. He's working on it. Okay, Obi, Peter Obi. Okay, so we have some people that are working on it. So that's fine. So just click on your download. I believe you don't have any issue with that. Just click on the download, and this guy will download. It should be around maybe or something MB or so, less than 1 gig anyway. It should be around or something MB. So and the likes. Anyway, I wanted to say that data analysis is for people that is not for people that use small data. It is not for people, but then the truth is, it is fine actually. You can survive with your small data if you know how to conserve it. It's just your software. To download your software that needs data. Once you are done with your software, every other thing is soft life. You don't need data actually to operate your software. You don't need data to do so many things as a data analyst. So except you just want to be connecting to online. So that's about that. So now let us assume we are done downloading all these things, and then now we want to open our software. So now officially, let me welcome you to Power BI class. So this is my own Power BI. This guy over here, and I am double clicking this guy to open this guy. This guy takes time to load, so don't panic. It takes time to load. A little time anyway. Not like your own will not be losing 1 hour. I have installed it. Esther, that is fine. That is fantastic. Yeah, you know, sorry. Why am I calling lady's name like this? Working on it, Bob. Cool. Is there Power BI for 100? Yes, there is Power BI for 100, but then it is as useless as just watching a screen. It is as you are not seeing my screen. I can see my own screen myself. Please, let's confirm. Is it general? Can you guys see my screen? Let me see. Can you guys see my screen? Thumb up if you can see my screen. Thumbs up if you can see my screen. Fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, fantastic. Yeah. So clear. Okay, makes sense. So please, if you can see my screen, you are the only one. Is there probably for so now let's to talk about that. We have 3 types of we have 3 should I use the word type? No, not really type, but then we have 3 forms of Power BI. So we have what's called a Power BI. We have what's called a Power BI desktop. Let me make this smaller so that it will not look too far from you guys. I'm with my screen to reach my laptop today. I've installed. I have all installed since first day. Because okay, no allow with that. Since you have that, you have everything installed on your laptop. That is good. Anyway. So I was saying that we have quite a number of Power BI on our laptop. Sound check. Okay, you guys, can you still guys see me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. You know, it don't reach now to the ask you today to the design check. So okay, so I was saying that we have 3 type of Power BI on our laptop or generally. So people others can hear me. In fact, please, how do you know the question I asked when you can't hear me? Because I asked if you can hear me and you are using thumbs down. So okay, my screen should have been shared. Now share it back. So I was saying that we have different forms of Power BI, not forms like form, but then let's call it form. And then the first one is your Power BI laptop. We have Power BI cloud, and then we have Power BI mobile. So for Power BI desktop, this is a free guide. This guy is 100% free, absolutely free to analyze your data, to do anything you want to do on it. It is absolutely free. So we are not dealing with cracks. We are not doing it is 100% free. So, and this is the one we'll be using in our class, Power BI desktop, and which is the one I asked you to download. Now, for Power BI Cloud is a paid version of Power BI. What this means is that you can, just like your normal web page, they can send you a link to a Power BI dashboard, and then you can open it on your Google Chrome or your browsers, just like you are surfing your Facebook or net generally. So that is Power BI Cloud. So most times we use Power BI Cloud as an integration for reporting. Most times. So possibly you are done with your Power BI desktop, you are done with whatever you are trying to analyze, and you want to share it with others. Like you want them to be able to look at it right from on their phone or their laptop or anywhere. Then you can do what we call publishing. You can publish it online into the cloud-based system of Power BI, and you get a link that you can share with anybody. So that is the website form of Power BI. And then we have Power BI mobile. If you pick up your phone now, let me even confirm, but then I believe that if you pick up your phone now, and I think yes, if you search on Google or your Play Store for Power BI, you will have a software to download. If you pick up your phone, because I remember that there was a time I had it on my phone. Yes, you will see it over the. Okay, I think I've seen it already. So 25 MB, 25 MB. So you have Power BI for phone. Power BI for phone. However, the dilemma of Power BI for phone is that you can only use it to view. Imagine somebody trying to analyze data. What we are struggling to do on laptop, trying to do it on phone, it cannot work. It cannot work. So when in our Power BI class, just disregard or discard the phone usage for your Power BI. Discard the phone usage for your Power BI. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, that's a problem. So just disregard the use of phone. So now this is Power BI desktop, which is what we're going to be using in class. Cancel this. I have to open this guy all over again. This is your Microsoft Power BI, and then it's a Power BI is a Microsoft tool, and then we use it for our business intelligence analytics. And then the word BI in the Power is what that means business intelligence. The word BI, it is just like Power Business Intelligence. That's what it means, because it helps you to power your business, helps you to draw insight very fast, it helps you to make your decision very fast. It is not the same interface with Excel, but then they are kind of entwined. So this is the first thing you'll see in your Power BI if you have it already. And then for you will not see all these guys over there. I have all these guys over there because these are the analysis I've actually done. These are the things I've done on it, whether months ago, whether recently, and the likes. So you have all those ones here. And then over by your left, you have two buttons. You have your home button. We are on the home currently, and then you have your open button. If you want to open something you have previously worked on, you have it here. You can save to your OneDrive. You can pick up from your OneDrive. You can pick up from your SharePoint because they have good integration with your Power BI. Why? Because they are all Microsoft tools. They are all Microsoft tools. Well, OneDrive is by Microsoft. SharePoint is by Microsoft. So there is a kind of seamless integration between all these guys. So that's that. And then over here you have your sign out if you want to sign out. But then if you are not signed out, most of you guys will see sign in there. I am signed in on my own email over here, and then that is why I have that. And then your option and setting. By the time you want to do any settings on this guy, this is your options and setting. This guy is still loading. It is still loading. Yeah, this is your option and setting. Because you will still come back here later. By the time you are dealing with something, especially by the time you are dealing with your map will not automatically run on your laptop, except on your Power BI rather, except they have changed the settings. And there's a settings you will do over here. By the time we get over there, we'll look at it. That will allow you to actually use your map on your visuals effectively. So by the time we get there, we'll also look at that so that I'll not bore you. But then this is where you do all your settings. Just like you have settings on your phone. You can go and set to whatever you like, however you like it. That is also the same way that you have it over here. This is basically your settings. So just to keep tab of things, just to see your preference and the likes. So somebody is asking what's the difference between Power BI and Power Query? Don't worry, we'll get there. We get there. So I can cancel this and go back here. And then now I have more options over here. I have more options of save as, share, get data, import, export. Why? Because I'm already in the Canva view of this thing. I'm already in the Canva view. So once you open your Excel, let me close this guy back. Let me close this guy again and reopen it again because I don't want to jump process for you guys. Okay, so over here, under your own, you have your select data from source. This way over here. And then we have many sources we can use for our Power BI. Starting from a blank report to your One Lake to your Excel, we are going to look at all those ones very soon. But then these are the sources. We have more than this anyway. Recommended if you want to see what is Power BI, if you want to do some other things, I just play around all these things. But then that's fine. So now we want to start afresh. So click our blank reports, and then our blank report will bring us here. We have this to be our report view. So now I want you to pay attention. We are not doing anything technical into this class. We are not doing anything technical into this class. But then what we are doing in today's class will lay the foundation of your technical knowledge. If you don't know this, the truth is you will struggle on your Power BI, because your interface is one of the most expedient things for you to understand as a data analyst, or as in anything you are doing. Any tool you are using, any software you are using, the most important thing is that you understand the interface. Once you understand the interface, then if I'm asking you to go to this place, go to that place, you will know where you want to go. You will know where you ought to go. Because at times, if you don't understand the interface and you'll be asking, where is this, where is that, and the likes, and those are the things that actually waste time in class or when you're having engagement with someone. So now, under this, if you look to your left right now, you will see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We don't have business with this last two, except you want to complicate things for yourself. You can go to this last two, but then nobody will allow you complicate things for yourself. So, but then we will stick to just this first 3. We explain what those first 3 are doing, what they are. So, but then if you want to start going to query like all this, my Python, like very close to all this Python coding and the likes, then you can now be looking at all this last 2. But then, just like I said, you can survive without coding. You can survive without all those ones on your Power BI. You don't even need to do that to code at all, because this last 2, they just integrated them. This last one should be this year, and then maybe this one late last year. Integrated last year actually, but then this one was integrated this year. So which means that before these 2 were integrated, we have been surviving on Power BI. We have been doing things effectively. But then they're just looking at maybe flexibility, people writing their own codes themselves from the scratch. That's the reason why they actually integrated this guy. So the first one we have over here is what we call our report view. And this is where you have right now, report view. This, once you load your data on your Power BI, Excel, once you load your data, you see it as a table on your stuff, and then you can now create a new sheet for pivot table, create a new sheet for dashboard. But then by default, this guy is in report view. Report view means your dashboard, where you have all your charts, all your graphs, your dashboard. Basically, that's what it means. So this is your dashboard view. This is where you put all your dashboard, and that's why the only place you will see all this visualization on your Power BI is under your report view, because this is the only place you can actually do your reporting. So you have your report view over here. By the time you load your data over here, this guy will change from reports, from all this. Once loaded, your data will appear in the data pan. Add it will change to your Canva. What does Canva mean? For someone that has done graphic design before, you will know that your Canva is your design space. That's the space you are trying to design on. Your Canva is your design space. So this is your Canva. This will later turn to your Canva once you have your data set on it, so that you can now start designing. Because basically, dashboard, you are doing some level of design, though, because that's true. You are doing some level of design, and you need to understand some things around design. Part of the things that actually helped me when I started out in data analytics and I helped me with my visual is the fact that in 2020, I remember during COVID period, I enrolled for a graphic design class. So I understand the rudiments of design. I understand the rudiment of graphics. And that actually helped me when I started in my dashboard. It improved my dashboard a lot. So all these color combinations, all these color contrast, all this your font and the likes, I understood all those things in graphic design. But then that does not mean that you should go back to graphic design class to learn it. No, I will teach you the basic rudiments that everybody should know, and that you can amplify on that later. And then one of the basic rudiments is the fact that we have two colors. By the time, don't worry, don't let me jump. So by the time we start our dashboard, I will just give you one or two tips so that you can hold them right tight in your hand. Don't worry, those tips will actually help you. It will help you. So we have this our report view, and the next thing we have is our table view. This guy over here is our table view. So I said that once you load on Excel, immediately it will show you the table. But then this time around, table on this guy is another place entirely. So there's another place that you can only view your tables. If you have 100 tables on your Power BI, this guy will list everything over here. It will list everything over here, and you'll be able to view every one of them over on this place. People saying they can't see my screen. I believe you are the only one, because I can see my screen on my feedback. Actually, if there's an error, I think I'll be able to see it. So yeah, you just can see my screen. Uju can see my screen. I don't know if you can see my screen. People can see my screen. People can see my screen. Okay, fantastic. Yeah. So please, it is good that you mentioned so that we can tell you that you should log out and log back in, so that you don't miss out in class. So, but then I think you are the only one that can see my screen. Yeah. So this is our table view. So I said that we have number one, the report view for anybody jotting down. Number two, we have the table view. That is where you look at your table. That's where you examine your table. That's where you look at things on your table. And then the last one is what we call our model view. It's what we call our model view. I should be having a class with you guys on data modeling, because data modeling is a big deal. We have two types of schemas on data modeling. We have our star schema. Some people might have heard of star schema before and not know the meaning. We have our star schema. We have our snowflake schema. What does your star schema means? What does the snowflake schema means? We'll be talking about all those ones under your data modeling. And then we have different type of table also. We have our fact table. We have our dimension table. What does your fact table mean? Well, how does the dimension from a dimension table? We are going to look at all those things in our data modeling class. So for you guys to know that this is already week 5 of our training. Out of 10 weeks, we still have a lot to cover. Actually, we still have a lot to cover. But then still, I don't want to rush you guys. I don't want to rush you guys. But then I wish we can have that kind of ample time and the likes. But then it's looking like it might not really be feasible. So which means that I won't be able to teach you 100% what you need for the journey in class. That's simply what it means. I am currently in an engagement with a client right now, and what we are dealing with for a whole month, 3 times in a week for a whole month, is just this Power BI. And each of the engagement is 1 hour 30 minutes to 2 hours, for a whole month. And then what we have on our schedule right now is just 2 weeks for Power BI. Just 2 weeks for Power BI, and then 2 weeks for Power BI, and then 1 hour 30 minutes, just twice in a week. You can't compare what you'll be able to explore if you have longer time. But then I'm saying that to say that after your class will give you a very good foundation. Please, immediately after your class is also a good time to also explore more. It's also a good time to explore more. But then you can be relaxed. What you learn in class will be enough for you to start with. I can assure you that. And that's why I'm very strategic about how we are picking what you learn in class, so that you know the basic things that will spur you up to learn others. So I've said that we have your report view, you have your table view, and we have your data model view, and that is your data modeling. So now we have this over here. Now, When I report view, we have different ways of getting data. This guy is not like your normal Excel. You know, your normal Excel, you can go and open your CSV file from your folder on your laptop and it will open on Excel. You can go and open anything and it will open on Excel. But then Power BI is not like that. Anything you are trying to open on Power BI, you have to come to Power BI and connect your Power BI to the source. Emphasis on that, to the source. In fact, Power BI is crazy to the extent that if something changes in the source, you can change the source of your data set. You can change the source. You can even refresh the source, like so that if you have any new addition, it can reflect on your dashboard without you starting from the beginning. Power BI is a very crazy app. It's a very crazy software that is somebody trying to say something? Please, if you have a question, you can drop it on the comments on the message, please. I will not be able to omit anybody for now, please. So your Power BI is a software that allows a very high level of automation. Power BI is strong on automation. Power BI is very strong on automation. So now we want to start our analysis. It's a question of how will I get the data set I need? How will I get it on board into my Power BI? How? So now we have options right now on this screen, which is number one, import data from Excel, import data from SQL Server, paste data into a blank table, use sample data, and then you can do get data from another source. Get data from Excel. This is your normal Excel. It's just the same way we always do it on Excel. That you come to your Excel and then come to your data, get data. Just the same way I taught you on Excel, from Excel workbook, and that's all. That is also the same way that it operates on your Power BI. That's the same way. Your SQL, by the time we get to SQL class, if we have time, which I doubt, we might be able to explore how to connect SQL Server to your Power BI. How to connect SQL Server to your Power BI so that you can see how to get data sets from SQL, because some companies, especially companies that actually deal with database, we have some people who call database administrator. Most likely, they will have their database set up on SQL. In fact, right now in Nigeria, I'm not sure most companies are using SQL for their database. I'm not so sure that most companies are using SQL for their database. But the SQL is one of the software we use for our database management. By the time we go to SQL, we'll be talking about database management system, whether relational and then or non-relational. I'll be looking at what they mean. Anyway, SQL is more of a relational database management system. We'll be looking at all those things just to give you a tip of the iceberg into possibilities. Now, I want to get data from another source so that I can see all the sources I can get data from. And then right here we have it. We have quite a number. Okay, from your Excel, your text file, your XML, your JSON file, your folder. This folder part, you need to explore this folder part. If you're someone that prepares monthly reports, if you're someone that prepares monthly reports, you want to really explore this folder because it makes your life simple. Like your just one dashboard, it can be repeating over and over and over. It will just be dropping the new file inside the folder, and then by default, it will give you the latest dashboard by default. You have your PDF, you have your PowerPoint, you have your SharePoint. We have quite a lot of this. So now the question is, when should you use this or when should you use that? Basically, it depends on the data sets you are working with. If you are working in a company with a company, every company has where they are saving their data sets. We call it database. Every company have their own database. So you just need to plug your Power BI to the database of any company you are working with. But then the common one and the most conventional one that people use is your Excel workbook, your test file, your CSV, and then another one people use majorly is your Google, is your sheet, Google Sheet. This guy, Google Sheet. That's another one that people use. But all these smart sheets, accounting also has already have some kind of plugin also. I think they have quick, is it QuickBook or on as likes? I think they have a plugin for QuickBook already. Okay, they have QuickBase, but I think I because some of these other softwares also they are already having their integration with Power BI, so that their users, okay, for example, this Salesforce report, because people are using Salesforce report to an extent now. Now they've partnered with Microsoft so that they can have it embedded with this. SharePoint is in Microsoft too, and then we have that already. Asana, yeah, this is our enterprise relation platforms. Your enterprise ERP, we call it ERP. For people that are more to project management and some complex, you see that Asana is one of the two project management tools that we actually use. So in fact, now there is a connection with a construction cloud. I think I have Revit connections to the Revit system also. So there's a lot of connections actually. So it depends primarily on the company or whatever you want to achieve, where the database is. Can you see LinkedIn Learning itself also have their own connection now? LinkedIn Learning also have their own connection. Maybe you want to look at your learning part on LinkedIn and the like. So it's all those things are there. So we have quite a number of it, and the truth is we can't exploit all these guys. We can't. But then I can assure you that they all have their own discrepancy. I mean, the process of getting data set from them, but then they are all almost the same thing. In that, once you have your login into the database you are trying to pick data from, you are good to go. It's just like we are extracting database from a web. We are going to look at how to extract database from web. I think I gave you a glimpse of that in our Excel class. If not, we are going to still look at how to extract database from the web very fast, so that so you can see how it works. So anyway you want to connect your database from, you can just pick this guy, and then let's say this guy connects, and then let's see, can we get an Excel sheet? So data says only, and then let me open this guy, and then this guy will come over here. So now, to the man that asked the question of what is the difference between Power BI and Power Query, so let me answer your question with this, so that I will just use this to introduce you guys to what we call our Power Query. Our Power Query. So your Power BI is a software on its own. Your Power BI is a software on its own. Your Power Query is a platform inside your software. A Power Query is not a software on its own. So now we are trying to get this, and then we have picked our table. It is taking us to navigator. On our navigator, we can see what is happening over here. So we can see our table, see what is happening over here. Where are we having on here? Something is happening, but then I can easily delete that later and the like. So that everything are intact and the like. I can click on this, and then now I will now use this one to just explain. I will be explaining some of these things to you as we are moving ahead, so that because we don't really have much time to waste, I will explain some of these things to you as we are moving ahead. So we have what we call our ETL process. I've mentioned that to you before. ETL, your E means extract, and what your extract means is getting data from the source. That's what it means. Your E means extract, and what your extract means is getting data from the source. Getting data from the source. So what I just did now is that I am extracting from an Excel file, and that's why you saw that I picked on Excel. And in fact, you see the word connect. The word connect is the word connect that is there. So I connected to the Excel on my laptop. under here, I connected to this, and then that is what this guy is extracting the data set from. So this guy has source. It has a root. It has a root. And if you understand that it has a root, then we will know how to manipulate these guys later if we have new additions. So extract. Now, once you are done extracting, what should be the next thing? Over here, we have three options, rather. Three options. We've already taken this, that this is the data set we want to use. We have load, we have transform data, and we have cancel. Anyway, if you don't want your effort to waste, don't click on cancel, because it's someone that wants to waste effort that will click on cancel. So, but then me, I don't want to waste my own effort. So, but then cancel is basically to cancel or waste your effort, simply put. Now, you have to pick between your load and your transform data. According to the rule, it is ETL. Your T is your transform. So this is where you ensure your data is ready to be easy for use or to use for use. It is as simple as this. It is as simple as this. Under your transformation, if you have things to do, somebody, Canada is saying my screen is not showing. I think it is from your own end, please. Can you guys see my screen? Let me know. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah, people can see my screen. I can see my screen. Yeah. So please, Canada, it is from your own end. Please, it is from your own end. It is not general. So so I was saying that your transform, this is where you ensure that your data set is ready for use. You want to do calculation, you want to clean your data, you want to delete some things, you want to do your data normalization, you want to do your data wrangling, you want to do this, you want to do that. You do it under your data transformation. So, and it is an expedient step in data analytics. It is a process that is very, very important in data analytics, because you want to ensure that the integrity of your data set is not compromised, because once it is compromised, it will affect your results, your dashboard, it will affect your report. So you want to transform your data first, and then before we can now do what we call our load, our head rather, which is your load, which involves bringing our clean data to Canva for analysis. So for your load, you are done with all the corrections you want to do. So now you are now bringing your data sets, your clean data, you're ready to use data to the spotlight so that you can start your analysis. So if anybody asks you what is the meaning of ETL, this is your ETL, your extract, your transform, and your load. Extract, transform, and your load. So we have that already sorted. So what's the next thing over here now? The next thing is your T. Before you jump to your head, your T, transform data. And then this guy will take us to what we call our Power Query Editor. And that will answer the question of the man asking us for the difference between Power Query Editor and Power BI. So this is Power Query Editor. So Power Query Editor is in Power BI, and not only in Power BI, it is also in Excel. The same thing we have over here, we also have it on our Excel also. We also have it on our Excel also. Data, get data from file, Excel file. Let me pick the same file, data, and import, connect very fast. Connect very fast. So again, your navigator again, click on this guy again, and then again click on your transform, and then this guy will also take us to our Power Query Editor. So it is the same process. Can you see? Can you see? Power Query Editor. Also on Excel. You know, most people have not used this guy before on Excel. Most people, but then that's not an issue. So the same thing that you have on your Excel is also the same thing that you have on your Power BI. They have the same interface. They have the same interface. So if you know how to use one, you can operate on the other one also easily, conveniently. It is basically the same thing. Basically, it is basically the same thing. So yeah, basically the same thing. So then let's come back to our this. So over here, you can perform any magic you want to perform, but then this is not the class for our Power Query for our anyway. It's not really a biggie, but then this is Power Query generally. But then the reason why I said this is not class for Power Query is because we don't understand our general interface yet. So I will load this for now, and then we can come back to our Power Query to explain the Power Query interface. So I can close and apply this guy so that this guy can load on our data set over here. So while that is ongoing, let me confirm something again. Introduce Power BI interface, Power Query on Power BI data planning, introduction to DX. This guy is looking chopped up. I need to split so that I will not bombard you guys with so many information. I need to split these guys. Power Query interface for today, then Power Query editor, Power Query data. Then before we jump into our DX and our head column. So okay, and we're waiting for this guy. We're waiting for this guy. So while we're waiting for this guy, I don't know the reason why this guy is like this for now. While we're waiting for this guy, currently on your Power BI, you can see the interface, and you need to understand basic things on the interface for your Power BI, so that you will not get lost in the midst of the journey. So don't get lost. So for Power BI, just like on your Excel, you have your clipboard to your left hand side here. You want to copy, you want to cut, you want to paste, you want to use your command painter. It is all over here. You can do that. You can get all those ones done. You have a chart you want to copy, you have a text you want to copy, you want to all these guys, just the same with is operating on your Excel. It's also the same with is operating over here. For your data, I have shown you for your data already. I've shown you for your data already. So this is you getting data set from your source. This is you getting the data set from your source. So this you can get a data set from any of your source or additional source, anyhow you want it. This is basically what all this one is doing over here. Your query, I just left Power Query Editor not quite long with you guys. So if you want to go back there, you can easily come here and click on your transform data. This guy will take you back to the Power Query Editor without hesitation. This guy is not downloaded. I don't know. Power BI is becoming crazy nowadays. Power BI is becoming crazy nowadays. It has been giving me a tick for a while now. Probably for about a week now. Let me just cancel this guy. And let me just cancel this guy. Because I don't have the luxury of time to be waiting to be spoofing the software. Okay. Thank you. I'm closing and load this. I can come back to my Power BI to open it from the beginning again. Very quick process again. I'm going over the process all over again. But then I might not go to the transform this time around. Oh yeah, connect. Okay. Call this guy, So the next step is transform data, but then this time around I'm clicking load deliberately, since I've shown you transform data before. So and this guy is loading on here. Okay. So this is how this guy loads. Okay. So we have 18,000 rows over here. I can close this. Can you see that this guy changed from our report view immediately to our build visual with your data immediately? And then it changed to our Canva, just like I mentioned before. So I was explaining all these guys. But if I want to go back to my transform data, I can click on this, my Power Query, and then can you see that this guy will return back to my Power Query? That is basically the work of that. It takes you back to your Power Query. So that if you want to do any corrections, you want to do any calculation and the lights can come back, let's come and do it. So for your refresh, if something has changed from your source, no matter the source of your data set, if something has changed, if you click on this refresh, it will change it in all your tables also. That's the work of this refresh. It will change it in all your tables also. So for your new visuals, by the time you start analyzing, you have pan over here that talks about your visuals. You have a pan over here that talks about your visuals. Let me include this guy. So you have this guy over here that's talking about your visuals. So and then over here you have different kind of visuals. Actually, you have quite a number of visuals. Starting from your bar charts, your column charts, your bar chart, then your cluster bar chart, your cluster column, your stacked again, your line charts, your area charts, your area again. Then this your line with your stacked column, line with your stacked column again. You have your phone, your waterfall, you have your funnel, this is your funnel, this is your scattered charts. This is your pie chart, this is your donut chart, this is your tree map, this is your map, this is your field map again, this is your Azure map, this is your gauge, this is your card, this is your multi-row card, this is your KPI, this is your funnel, your slider rather, your table, your matrix, your R script, your Python script, your key influencer, your decomposition tree, your Q&A, your narrative, your goals, your paginated report, your card again, your bottom slide, or then your ArcGIS for Power BI. This is used basically by land surveyors and land surveyors actually. Then you have your power apps and the like. So this one is something like you won't see this particular guy I'm on right now. You won't see it on your Power BI. Why? Because now me go carry this one come from where in day. I needed it for an analysis, so I had to go and look for it somewhere to bring it on board. So that if you don't see it on your own side, you'll not be looking for it. But then you don't need it for now. You don't need it at all, sir. Except maybe you want to do something like I did. So this is your visuals, and there's just like your Power BI that we have all these charts on your Excel rather, that we had all these charts. So the same way we have all the charts here. Here we have your data pan. This is where all your columns on your data set. This is where they will be. This is where all your columns, and then you are just like your Power Pivot table. Yeah. You know, from your pivot table, you drag on your pivot table to whatever you want to do. So this is doing the work of your pivot table. Your pivot table is here, and you can always go and pick any data set you want to use from here, drag and drop this and this, and you are fine with that. So this is like your pivot table. You can call it your pivot table. You can, if that is what will make it understand the work better. But then it's not really pivot table. It is what we call our data. But then it summarizes. It's doing the work of data. Of pivot table is summarizing all your column for analysis. And summarizing all of them. So that is your visuals. This is your new visuals. Your text box. If you want to write anything, just click on your text box, and then your text box you can customize it to anyhow you want it. So let's say strategic mind Power BI Plus. Then I want to bold this. I want to increase the font of this to be bold. So these are your normal things you do on your normal Excel or your Microsoft Word. So if you want to change the color to anything you like, you can also do that, and then have this like this. It's as simple as that. That's what your text box is for. It helps you to write anything you want to write. It helps you to write. That is what it is for. So more visuals also is also, if you want to go and import, like for example, this guy that I brought, I used more visuals to bring this guy in because it's not part of the original visuals. So that's the work of your more visuals. Then for this one, your calculations, we're still going to our calculation today. According to our curriculum, we ought to be doing our DAX today, which is not possible actually. Your introduction to your DAX and calculation. So we use this guy for our DAX. We call it data analytics expression, and it works like functions on your Excel. So that's why we took time on our Excel to explain some of these things. It works like function on your Excel, just like the mathematics data set we had that you're doing your equals to count if, equals to sum if, equals to if this and the likes. This also operates like that. By the time you get there, you see how it is being used. This is your publish. Talks about I mentioned publish earlier, that if you want to publish into a cloud-based online through website and the likes, so you can use your publish, but then definitely you need a paid version of Microsoft Word to be able to use this publish. I don't know, yours might not show publish, especially if you are not logged in, you might not be seeing publish. So that's that. So your Copilot is another guy that this is AI integration into Power BI. This is AI integration to Power BI. And then this is also paid. Yeah, this is also paid actually. You must have a paid version to be able to use all these guys. So you don't need to stop yourself with all those ones for now. So under your insert, the same thing we've already talked about. Your if you want to create a new page, you can create a new page here. You can click on that for a new page, maybe blank page, page 2. But if I don't want to do that, I can easily click on my plus sign over here. So you don't need to be stopping yourself going that far. You don't need to be stopping yourself. Delete. You don't need to be stopping yourself going that far. Delete. I don't need this your new pages for now. Okay, so that settles that. So your new visuals, I've talked about that. All these your AI visuals, I've already shown you here already. They are part of your visuals. If there's a need to use them, but they need not. So all these ones are also part of your visuals. So all this, your text box again, we've shown you text box. Your button is just to show you directions anyway. But then there's more to this button actually. There's more to this button. So we will not be able to cover the more to this button in our class, definitely. Except I just want to scatter everything. But then there are some advanced Power BI function that this button can do. So if you have interest in that, you can do more research about it. There are some advanced Excel function that this button can actually do. So all this reset, all this back, all this left arrow, right arrow, they actually means button navigations. That if you click on them, they should actually lead you to somewhere else. Like if you click on it, but then there is a process to it, there's a procedure to it to be able to use effectively. Emphasis on the word effectively. So your shape, if you need to add any shape, because you're using a lot of shape, if you need to add any shape, just click on any of the shape you want over here, any shape you want. Especially if you are trying to do your layout for your visuals, and then can you see that immediately I click on this shape, this my visualization change to format table. I can change the shape over here if I want. I can change the shape over here if I want. I can do anything I want about it if I want. I can do anything I want. And then if I want to change the change to random corner also, I can do that. If I want to change the random to the corner also, I can do that over here. So if I want to change the color, if you want to rotate, you can do that over here. Your style, if you want to change the color to this, you can do that over here. All these are basically to play around. Just play around all these guys. Your fill color, if you want it to border, I don't want it to be borderless. I can give it a shadow a little bit if I want. If I want it to be glowing, I can do that. So all these are just your paparazzis to make things work out for you. So if you want an action for it, maybe can you see if you want an action that once they click on this guy, it will maybe take you to bookmark, do anything. You can always do the action over here. But then that's not our idea for now. So if you want to add a title to this guy, you can always add title. can you see now that on here you have something on it already as a title? Can you see that? So this helps you to kind of label your charts. It helps you to label the question your chart is actually trying to answer. This guy helps you to do that. So that's why you have the name over there and like, so that's basically that. So if you want to add a picture, you'll be adding a picture because your dashboard is not sweet enough without a picture. You know, I was printing to a client not quite long, and I was showing him something. I'm coming. Do I have the data set close by? I'm not sure I have the data set close by. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I have the data set close by. And I was just showing the clients okay. I think I deleted my old Power BI analytics. I did it on that. What's the name of the file? What's the name of the file? I just want to show you how. Let me see the gist chart. This chart. Applicant analysis. This for ETLM. This for Wolf. Let me look at this chart. Let's see. Because you know how your visuals appears also matters a lot actually to how how stakeholders will be ready to maybe hear you out or see whatever you have to say. I'm coming. Is this the guy I'm looking for? I'm coming. Let's see. Trying to check if this is the guy I'm looking for. 105. Let me see. Is this the guy I'm looking for? Yeah, load now. I'm coming. I think this guy is taking time. Okay, this guy is not opening up. This guy is not opening up. So this guy has refused to open. So that's not an out. Therefore, at least don't disturb what I'm doing. So this guy has allowed me to cancel what I've been doing since morning. I think you guys can only see my Power BI screen now. It's not showing what I'm doing right now. Okay, and I want to just reshare my screen. Okay, I want to just reshare my screen. Okay, can Windows 10 install Power BI? Definitely, why not? In fact, Windows 7 self they install Power BI. Any window they install Power BI because it's not installed. Your Windows 10 will install Power BI easily. In fact, Windows 7 will install Power BI. So it's not about your window. So I think I'm starting again from the scratch again. Let me try and open this one again. Let me see. Any window can open Power BI. Any window actually. Power BI. That's why it's a Microsoft guy. So let me look at your question Q&A. Do you have any Q&A here? Please answer my question from your. I think Judith is the one bombarding us with so many things over here, but then I think I've already responded to most of the things Edith is asking for over here. So okay, yeah. So I'm showing you this guy just to show you the fact that you need your visuals to make your Power BI work. Like this is an example of dashboard. This is an example, and you can see all these ones. They are pictures we say you will go download online. All these ones are pictures we say you go download online. All these ones, the icons, they are pictures we say you go download online. And then it's just to kind of beautify your dashboard to make it more aesthetically appealing. That's the so this is simply how a simple dashboard looks like. And then by the end of this class, I believe that an average person on this course should be able to give us something this minimal. You know, in fact, the most lazy in this class should be able to give us something this minimal. So, but then that is fine. So I was just explaining generally. So let me just, since I've already lost that, let me just finish my explanation over here, so that I will not start all over again. So I was on a SAT, and then I've already told you that image, we are going to insert images. We download. I will show you where to download images from. In fact, maybe I can even show you that now, so that it will not skip my mind when I'm rushing later. So I download image from PNG Wings. If I want to write all some of these assets down, I'm giving you free assets. So I'm giving you free assets. And then any image you want to download, any icon, just type it over here. Just type it over here. Let's say I want to do something. So this guy will give you image without background by default. Can you see images? This guy will give you images without background by default. You can download them and then use them on your charts. By the time we are doing analysis on Power BI, also you will see how we are using that. So if you want to explore any other place, I think we have PNG tree or something like that. I think I basically use that guy, pngtree.com, also giving you good images. I basically use this guy. And okay, the next guy I use apart from this guy is what I call Flaticon. I use Flaticon. Also, I prefer yeah. So Flaticon gives you better images anyway. And the fact that Flaticon can give you all these GIF images that are showing reactions and likes. But then most times I don't like all those. I just prefer my 2D images, and I'm good to go. So these two sites, note them down so that you can always be getting your images over there when the time is right. So for modeling, we have already talked about all this. The major thing that is under modeling that is here that's important is this your managed relationship. This is the most important thing under your modeling. And I'll quickly go to your model view also to look at that, but then we'll not be able to go into that in depth today because we are dealing with just one table. When you have multiple tables, this is your model view. If you have two tables, you have all your tables over here, and you'll be able to see the connecting dots between all your tables. You'll be able to see how they connect. You'll be able to see the relationship with this guy, the relationship between them. But then this relationship is like this for now because of the fact that it is just one table. Because it is just one table. It is because it is just one table. Somebody is trying to put a code through. Okay. So it's just one table, and then that is why we're having it that there's no relation. But then when you are dealing with multiple tables, you will see relationship. We look at that also in before we finish this class, so that we can talk about it. So that's let's come back here. Model. So I've already told you about the calculation. So this is your DEX. These are your calculated columns, calculated field. We're going to look at that. So for your parameters, you don't need your parameters. You don't need your security. It is easy for organizations if they are trying to secure their system. So that is what all these ones are for. Then your view, this talks about the theme you want to use for your reports. And then, like I always advise people, is learn to brand yourself. Learn to brand yourself. Almost all my charts, almost all my dashboard, there is a level of consistency with it. Why? Because I'm using the company's brand identity, Sync Analytics. And then this is the company's color. And then you will see all that reflecting in everything I'm doing over here. Green, green. I am deliberate about all this color usage. Very, very. Power BI will not give you all this color by default. It will not. You are the one that have to be very deliberate about what your team is, and then pick a team for yourself, and then you are good to go. Pick a team for yourself, and you are good to go. And then stick to your team, so that by the time anybody is seeing your handwork later in the future, even if somebody else is trying to take glory, people are saying, "No, this is Austin work. This is how Austin always do his work. No, this how you always do is a dashboard, or this how Favor always do a dashboard." That makes you to package yourself, like brand yourself in a unique way also, and it adds to your identity. Actually, it adds to your identity. So that's that about the view. So, but then if you also want to look at it in let's say mobile view, like you want to increase your actual size, you can increase it. You want to fit to it, you can do that. If you want to fit to page, you can do that. And a mobile layout, if you want to look at how it will look on your phone, if you want to look at how it will be on your phone, this is it over here. These are all your chart or your dashboard over here. And then you want to do it. So let me use auto create mobile layout. Let's see if it gives us something good. So this is automatic that we used, which is not good enough. But then this is how it will look on mobile phone right now. This is how it will look on mobile phone right now. So which is not too good. You just need to do some amendments, some arrangement, and like so make it perfect. So because we have mobile version of Power BI, and maybe your stakeholders are using phone to check it, you want to ensure that they get the right information and then in the right way. So that's one of the reasons why you have to look at this also. So and then this guy is actually your UI UX. It's actually UI UX, designing websites, and somebody is skipping to the website. You want to see how they are looking at your stuff. That's it. So let me take this out. Let me come back to my desktop review. That's fine. So now we've done that. If you want your grid line, you can on your grid line, snap to your grid line. All these ones are just paparazzis anyway, but then they help you with your alignment. If you're not so much good with alignment, you can also on your grid line to see all the lines and see that they are actually, or can you see that this one is on the same line? Can you see that to an extent these ones are also trying to be on the same line, because we want to ensure that your work are properly aligned. We want to ensure that. So and this and that, and then for these guys, your filters. This is your filters. It is doing the work of your filters on your Excel. You want to remove some things, you want to just leave out some things that you want to see. That's why you use your filters. So you want to filter away others. So your filters is over here. You can easily apply your filter on this whole page. There's a filter on this whole page right now. But then by the time we start our analysis, we see how it can be used holistically. So and these other ones also, your bookmark is also another guy, but then not really important, because it's just there. Seriously, it's just there. All these your guys. So the most important guy over here is your filter. So for your selection also, you just want to see everything you have over here, and then you want to be able to see everything over here. Maybe just to quickly select them, select them, select them, select them. That's the major reason why. That's the major purpose of this guy. So performance analyzer, also the same thing. You want to start your recording to see to see the details of the time it takes you to actually visualize and then tender the results. You want to do your recording. That's when you do your performance like. So that's that about that. So you optimize talks about your visuals. All these ones optimize presets and the like. So all this you don't really need them as such. Your help. If you need help with anything online and the likes, can come here, look at their training videos, guided learning, and every other thing. You can just explore all this. And with that, we've been able to cover all the basic interface of what we have on our Power BI. And then I think to an extent now, an average person on this call should have an understanding of Power BI interface. So okay, so that is that about the report view. Under your table view, I told you this is where your table will be. So you have all your table here. If you have all multiple tables, you can just come and clicking on them. So this is where your table is. You can always look at your table, look at what is going wrong, look at how any one of them is doing, compare your stuff again. This is your table view. And then this is your model view. If you have multiple tables, you can see it here, define their relationship. We are still going to talk about what your primary key means, what your foreign key means, the type of joins that we have. We have cardinality, many to one to many, many to many, many to one to one, all those things. We're still going to talk about them. And then maybe we'll dwell more on them in our SQL class and the like. So but then that's basically the interface of your Power BI. So the only interface we might need to now talk about again before we move further to our analysis proper is our Power Query interface. Is our Power Query interface. So in our next class or the next time we'll be meeting, I will quickly go through Power Query interface. I will make sure that I limit myself to just first 30 minutes to discuss your Power Query interface so that we can do other things apart from Power Query interface in the class that day. Like maybe we can do our DAX also that day, and then our DAX and calculated column. Maybe I'll try to match them together, and then so that we can move ahead with more speed during that time. So I would love to stop here for today. So what is the conclusion now? What's the conclusion? Is there any question to start with? And then by what is conclusion, I mean that are we able to have a kind of catch-up class this week? Well, let me look at my schedule. This week. This week is look at my schedule. I think I might. Yeah, like it's not. I can see somebody. I can see thank God already not thanking God for catch-up class. I can see thank God already not thanking God. So, but then it is fine. So, but then, just like I said, it is not a compulsory class. Like I said, it's not a compulsory class. It will not count towards your attendance. But then I can promise you, whatever we learn in that class, the only way you can catch up with that is you go and watch it on your video. Because if we are in class and we are making reference to what we learn in that class and you are asking questions about it, I will not respond. That's the truth. I will not respond. So if you're not in that class, it means that you need to go and do your catch-up videos. Watch the video before you come to the next class. Because anywhere we stop in the catch-up class, that's where we build up in the following class. But then definitely, I just want to limit that catch-up class to our Power Query editor. This guy we are on Power Query editor, and then if this week maybe introduction to DAX, maybe introduction to DAX, so that we can, and then I will be able to answer some questions also on that call. So that from our next class, we just do an overview of dashboard, and then we analyze our data on Power BI by next week, so that we can put that on our Power BI. So that's the major aim of the class. So somebody is asking a question. Let me see. Sir, I am struggling with some if. Please, Austin, if you're struggling with some if, please, I will seek your indulgence. I will plead with you that you should go and watch the video. The video is already on your class page. That's the truth. The video is already on your class page. That's why I took a day to discuss, to answer all your questions on Excel. I will not go back to Excel again. That's the truth. I won't go back to Excel again. So I will give you guys a class. This class. I think this is the class we did it. So you can go back to this class. It is well detailed in this class. I'm so sure about that. It is well detailed in that class. So your installation is giving you issue. So I think I can stop the recording for this class since we are done with class and there's no question that pertains to class over here. So I think I can stop this recording. And then so if